Yeah, continuous sorry tale, but I mean that's really the thing. I mean, you see all potheads. There's this sort of received wisdom amongst marijuana smokers, is that buying in bulk, you should buy in bulk and save, or potheads should pool their money and buy a lot of pot, and they can all get around and share it. And this is the occasion of all kinds of wheeling and dealing and cheating, and people saying, "Will you buy it and I'll pay you later," and this never happens, and that happens all the time. Or the guy who buys marijuana, his friend tries to just fob him off with some stuff of equal value, like an old camera or an old busted microwave or an old drill or some junk. And they're always trying to pay off these debts, their pot debts, with each other with junk, like old junk and stuff like that. And yeah, I've seen. I mean, the thing is, I've seen potheads make some really comical mistakes, and I've often occasionally taken advantage of them, just taking advantage of their foolishness, like selling things like way under what they're really worth and that sort of thing. I haven't done it often, but I'm not proud of it, but you can do it. The thing is, potheads get really spiteful, and they complain about each other all the time. And the thing is, they never seem to understand, because they're drugged, they don't seem to be able to think clearly. And for example, if you sell all your friends pot, you will have nothing but potheads for friends. And this is one thing, like your more enterprising sort of pot dealer type potheads, which is most of them, is that they don't get that if you sell everyone your the other flatmates pot, they will become potheads, and they won't have any money, and they won't have money to pay the rent, and they won't have money to pay the bills, and they won't buy any food, and they won't do any washing up, and they won't take out the garbage, and you have an unreliable, dishonest, thieving people. Well, I don't know about thieving, but people you can never really trust in your life. And it's funny how that's why you say to the average pot dealer, nickel and dime pot dealers, why do you sell all your pots, all your friends marijuana, and you turn them into just unreliable, thieving people, and then you complain about them. Then you bitterly complain about them all the time. But this happens a lot. It's almost like, and yeah, if you step back a bit, you realise that's a bit like social elites in the Western world, just hating the workers, looking down on the average working class poor person as a slob, the drunken, drug addicted, whiny slob you can't trust, a lazy, thieving crook. But the elites are the people who run, or that tolerate the existence of the big pharma and runaway opioid addictions and tobacco industry and the alcohol industry, and they tolerate the the black market marijuana industry. So that's a puzzle, is why the average pot dealer can't put two and two together and realize that in many ways he's the architect of his own troubles. Which is, unfortunately, I'll have to leave it there tonight, but that's one of the biggest things about pot smokers, like pot smokers halfway through their lives, wondering, how they missed out on all these opportunities, and how they missed out on these educational opportunities, they missed out on these promotional opportunities, and they missed out on all these things that other people got that they didn't get, and and the wreck of their lives, and the wreck of their marriages, and the wreck of their family lives because of their drug addiction. And they never blame themselves. Like this idea of basically recognizing that you are the architect of your own troubles is it's a hard thing to do, I suppose, for anyone, but that's what you get with marijuana users and drunks and ice addicts and cocaine addicts and heroin addicts. You get that. You get a lot of self-pitying, complaining, God-hating, sort of shaking fist at the heavens sort of thing when a lot of it is actually the perpetrator's own fault, which is a young person starting out their life, like a teenager, probably doesn't want to smoke marijuana. Or if he knew that where it was going to end up is him shaking his fist at God, going, how did you make my life so crummy when everyone else is having such a better life? If you knew that your life was going to end up like that in a few decades, I don't think marijuana would look so cool and so hip and so great.